I think I saved it.
We love some technical difficulties.
Oh, it's a hell of a time. Okay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to be inspired, motivated, driven? Are you ready to learn the ambitions of BunnyBooLiv? I know I am. You figured it out. That's fucking amazing. Well, my camera is frozen. My camera doesn't want to work today, so we might go camless. Either way, I'm excited. We might as well give you something to look at, huh? Why do you hate yourself? Oh my god. This is also way too businessy. Let me grab, like, this one. Hell yeah. Welcome to welcome to transitions. Welcome to motivations, baby. I am your host, Black Square, because my computer is not working as expected. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Oh yeah. I know I am. You know what? I mean, we might as well. This is the most. So I thought last week was a scuffed episode. This week is scuffed. This week is pretty bad. Last time I could blame it on my guests. This time, this is all me. It's the guitar riff, you're right. Oh my goodness. I mean, watch how fast I fix this problem. Ready? While I fix this, let's talk a little bit about our guest. We are not going to reboot. We're going to keep on rolling. Just like how Thor didn't reboot after The Dark World because that movie was disgustingly terrible, we're going to keep on keeping on. Our guest today is somebody who I have been wanting to talk to for a long time. 1.6K followers on Twitch. A hell of a community. Someone who's driven to become partnered. Someone who has had to go through a lot, in my opinion. And doesn't have to be as motivated as she is sometimes, in all honesty. But I'm so glad that she is. Because she is one hell of a person. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great honor that I get to introduce BunnyBooLiv. What is going on? Once I deafen myself, because this happened again yesterday. There we go. We're not going to start anything until I stop being deafened. Oh, how's it going? How's it going? I know we talked right before we started here, but just I want to see how we're doing after all that, all that we just went through together.
You
Oh my
know,
god,
it's part of the journey, you know?
it really is. Jesus Christ. Um, but yeah, welcome to the Motivations episode 3. I'm so glad that you're here. I know that people are very glad that you're here. Your community is 100% behind you and ready to hear a little bit more about you. So why don't we start with that?
Oh,
BunnyBooLiv, tell me about yourself.
well, first off, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I always love being a guest on people's streams because I'm very anxious, if you can't tell. And I will tell you right now, firsthand, my goal for 2022 is to put myself out there more. So
Okay.
immediately when you asked me, I was like, let's go here. Like, let's go.
Oh, hell
Um,
yeah.
so thank you very much for having me on. And thank you so much that I was like the third person that you chose. Like that really means a lot to me.
Oh my
Like that
god.
you
Of course.
yeah.
Of course. That's
Well,
so thoughtful.
yeah. Well, that's me.
That is you.
So so a bit about me. My name
Yeah.
is BunnyBooLiv. You can call me Liv. Um, I have been streaming for 2 years. You may have known me as the Moisten Loin previously, but I did change my name. I think it was 7 months ago now, maybe
Yeah.
8.
It was a little bit ago. I remember the change happening.
Yeah. Some people still come into my streams and are like, "What happened to the Moisten Loin?" I'm like, "Man,
She's still here, I swear to God. It's just different.
nah,
It's
she
just
died. She
different.
died, bro. R.I.P. We had a whole
Dude,
funeral for her."
I totally get that. I mean, when I started streaming, I was Fat Boy 96.
I
Yep.
had no idea.
Yep.
I love it. I
I
love that.
I had a hell of a moment. I was thinking to myself, I took a very large hiatus for a while and was like, you know what? I don't want to be branded as like the fat guy because sometimes, like someday, I swear I'll lose the weight. So I need to like rebrand a little bit, and instead of using the name that I used for my competitive melee days, I went with. Sorry, hold on. I went with Jim Sock Hancock, which was a joke among my friends because that was my Twitter name for a while,
Mhm.
and I yeah, rebranded that way, and I think it went really well.
I
And
really like your name. I mean, when I first met you, I was like, "Oh, that's just I always like names that rhyme, like
oh
Jim
hell yeah,
Sock Hancock. Like,
it was.
I love that.
I think at first it was. Oh, what did I call myself? It was on Twitter. The first name that I made for myself, I think, was Jim Sock Hancock, and then it was, I think it was like Kit Kat Hancock or something like that, and I just kept changing it because I thought it was
Yeah.
hilarious. I didn't use Twitter that much, so but yeah. So the rebrand, I guess that's where we can start, right? How did how'd that go for you? I know that was like a big decision that you made.
Yeah, it was a very large decision and it was a hard one. I had a lot of friends that were like, "Don't do it." And then I had other friends that were like, "Please do it." Obviously, the Moisten Loin is not a very comfy name to say. And basically, as I graduated with my undergraduate degree, I was going to grad school. I moved back home. I didn't like all my friends weren't there. And so I was like, well, how am I going to spend my spare time?
hmm
So I just saw how much fun he was having and I decided to hop in on it, but I want to do it differently because I am not very good at games. And so I ended up getting this PC. Like we built this PC. I bought all the parts throughout a couple months.
hmm
Black Friday deals, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
go.
go.
Woo!
And we built the PC. I started streaming, and originally my name was the Moist and Loin because I had no intention on streaming, and I wanted people to know, like, oh, I was like his biggest fan. And then a couple of his friends and I had like a joke where, like, they came up with names about like loins or something, like the loin watcher. Someone came up with that once. So anyway, so then, as time went on, I realized like it just wasn't me. Like first off,
Yeah.
no one was calling me Liv. Like everyone knew me as Liv. No one knew me as like the moist and loin. Like whenever I go into people's channels, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, Liv." And like nobody named Liv would be in the chat. And people were like, "Who are you talking to?" And I'd be like, "That's me." And I just got tired of saying it. And then my final blow was I rated out one day and I don't remember
Mhm.
this person's name. Like I really don't remember their name. I never went back because I was so traumatized. I found this girl on TikTok and I was like, "Oh, we'll go make a new friend. We'll go rate
Yeah.
her." And I rated her and she immediately like froze and was like, "I don't know if this is a hate raid, but and I was like, "Oh my
Oh
god, no.
no.
I promise." Cuz my name was so vulgar and I was
Right.
rating this woman. I was like, "Jesus Christ." I was like, "This is it." That was my cherry topping. And so then
Oh man.
yeah, it was not good. And so then for a couple months, I would say really about 4 or 5 months, I tried to come up with a name that really resonated with me. And I had so many people helping me. And basically I came up with BunnyBooLiv because I like, the double B and then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like bunnies. I like bunnies. I like scary things. So that's the boo. And then Liv
Okay.
is my name. So that's how I came up with BunnyBooLiv. And
Okay.
that's the story of my origin, and here we are. And I really think it's gone great.
Yeah.
Like, I feel a lot more comfortable, people feel more comfortable with me in their streams. So, I would say it was a very successful rebrand, and I have this wig now. This is a wig, people, it's not real hair. Everyone says, "I love your hair," and I'm like, "It's a wig, $20 on Amazon. I'll
It's
give
a
you the
hell of a wig
wig."
for $20. Oh my god.
I know, right?
Send me the link. I want it.
I'll do it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Put it link below.
Finally. Link below. Like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. YouTube streaming is very different, but also at the same time very much the same.
No, it seems really cool. Like I didn't know how to like I have it on my phone too, and I'm like, how do I type on my phone? And then I was on my PC and I was like, oh, this is how it's right there.
It's right there,
But on
Liv.
my
Come
phone, it's
on.
not. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that adds up.
I'm not tech savvy.
So,
I'm not tech savvy.
so how long have you been streaming for?
2 years this past December.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yeah, so I had my first stream. I had my very first stream sometime in like January or not Jan sorry, it was like November, but then I
Mhm.
like ended it and I was like, this is stupid. I was playing Red Dead and it was like nobody was there and I was like, this is stupid. I'm not gonna do this. And then I revisited it back in December. It really only took me less than a week to hit affiliate because, like I said, my husband's already a streamer, so he got me the people to come watch. So I hit affiliate pretty quickly. So I don't know the exact date, but I hit affiliate on December 29th. So that's what I call my anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah.
So almost January, but December. So it's been 2
Okay.
years.
Yeah, I think we started. I was just based on what you just said. I think we started right around the same time. Um, I started in October of 2019. Um,
Yeah.
and
We're
I
pre-pandemic streamers,
oh yeah, we
right?
we got we hopped on the train before it even got to the station.
Yeah,
That's what
screw
we
you
did.
guys. No, I'm just kidding.
So I mean, when I started off in November or October, I streamed every day between October and the end of November for about 6 hours a day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I cashed in. I think at the end of November, because I started like right near Halloween, so I don't
Mhm.
really call it like October. Basically November. The month of November, I streamed I think 180 hours or 200 hours. Yeah,
What?
and yeah, then I took a 2.5 month hiatus. Um,
What
but
happened?
I got burnt
Burnout.
out. I got burnt
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that something that you
Yeah.
ever experienced, or
Oh yeah.
yeah?
Oh yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the
I can't What's the longest I've been on a
yeah?
hiatus is out I want to say it was my most recent one was 2 months, and it was, like, this past hiatus,
Hmm.
and that it was all kind of on accident. Like, I was just going through a lot, and, like, a lot
Yeah.
happened, and I was just, like, not trying to bring that energy. Like,
Yeah.
I like to consider myself the person who can make you feel a little bit better. Like that's why I have the job that I do. And so I just didn't want to bring that energy and I just felt burnt out. Like I compared myself to a lot of people. I compared myself to a lot of people who are full-time streamers, which please, if you're not a full-time streamer, don't compare yourself to full-time streamers. They're gonna achieve a lot more than you. I stream like 2, 3 times a week and I'm like, why am I not getting there? Like, Olivia, you're not putting that much effort into things as
um.
someone who's a full-time streamer would.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel the same way sometimes. I think that a lot of times with burnout is I've experienced just like I just don't want to commit to it. Like I like when I was starting off like that many hours in November. I mean, I think I gained a pretty substantial amount of people that followed my Twitch account, but
yeah,
at the end of the day, numbers don't make you happy. Like
they
numbers.
don't. They don't.
um, but I mean, so if you had any advice you could give to somebody who is experiencing burnout, what would you give them? What would you say?
I would say just remember that it's okay to want to take a break.
Hmm.
Like, if you consider streaming a job or if you consider streaming a hobby, it's really important that you take breaks. I mean, you in any job, you have vacation time, you have PTO. Like, take that time. Don't feel like you are obligated to stream just because you have a community and you have to make them happy. Like, your community would rather you be happy, if that makes sense. Like, don't
Hmm.
feel like, oh, I gotta go, even though I'm having a depressive episode. Like, I mean, if that's what you want to do and that's how you're coping with it, that's fine. But for me, I need to take that time to myself and I don't want to put that on my community. Like, I'll reach out to my community members,
Hmm.
but yeah, if honestly, if you're experiencing burnout, take that time. Take that time to recoup, come back, do the things that you love, change things. I think change is something that a lot of people think is scary. I think change is scary, but change is a good thing when you come back from burnout. Like I update all my panels, I updated, obviously changed my name.
Hmm.
I like bought a bunch of stuff, like make it like a lively area, however you want it to be. Like just change it up
Yeah.
and then you'll be good, hopefully. If not, revamp.
Yep. Start over.
Revisit.
Start over.
Start all over, sell the PC, sell everything, give up. No, I was kidding. Do not give up. I mean, I will tell you just honestly, streaming is not for everybody.
Right.
And I use my husband as an example. My husband's a great gamer. Like I really think that he could be a competitive gamer. Like
Hmm.
everyone who's ever met him has said that. Do I think that he's a good streamer? No. That's why he doesn't stream anymore. And
Right.
that's in the nicest way possible. Like he's a
Yeah.
great guy, obviously. Like I love him.
Yeah.
And he
Whoa,
did
wait,
really
you love your
well.
husband? I'm sorry.
No.
You love.
No. I don't.
Damn. You
Yeah.
heard it here first.
You know how it be. You know how it be.
Sometimes it just be like that. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, I mean, he's a great guy
Yeah.
and it's streaming just was not for him. He really had a hard time like, communicating between like playing and then chat. And I think the reason a lot of people like Twitch and like YouTube and like Trove and these other platforms is because they feel like you're talking to somebody. And then when people are like competitive gamers, I mean, they're just focused on the game, which isn't a bad thing. But I don't know. I just think sometimes people are like, "Oh, I'm just going to go game." Whereas Twitch is really more than gaming. And we have seen that with a lot of people recently. Like a lot of people I'm going to shout out BB Jess right now because she's blowing up. I mean, she doesn't play games. She has like a freaking dance party and it's awesome. So like streaming isn't just gaming anymore and I think people are like, "Oh my god, I don't know
Yeah.
what to do." It's like just revamp.
I mean, look at what we're doing right now. I mean, this is something that I came up with in December. And
Yeah.
I was like, because me too. I'm not good at games. I think that I can make games really entertaining because
Mhm.
I'm so bad at them, but I refuse to like stop.
Same.
But no, like stuff like this is you really have to, at least in my opinion, you really have to figure out what works for you, right? And like
Exactly.
if
Yeah.
if you want to focus on gaming, I think that that's something that you need to like make clear with your audience. Like I will
Yeah.
most likely not read what you're saying because I am hard focused in this.
Yep.
But also at the same time, like if that's something that you're not interested in, that's totally fine.
Yeah. I honestly think from my personal experience, I think a lot of people who are competitive gamers are the people who started years ago
Yeah.
and they made their following because of how good they are. I'm not saying that, competitive gamers now like they don't have a chance. Like I think anyone has a chance. It's really about what you do with your content.
Hmm.
Like if you're just sitting there playing a game and you're just like, I'm probably going to be like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're going to be like, and I'll be like,
Okay,
"Okay."
bye.
I don't know. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. You have to find your community
Yeah.
and you just got to go from there. Um,
So
yeah.
that's something that I actually wanted to talk about. And I think that's a solid segue is community building and is keeping that high retention rate and having people that are comfortable to come back and watch something that you're doing that's not what they originally came for. I know
Yeah.
that I personally have a lot of trouble having holding retention and like having that sense of community building. Like I have people that I love to death that come in and watch my stream. Shout out Nori and other people. My brain is fogged right now, so sorry. Um,
It
um,
happens.
right, but like how? So what would you say is the most important part when it comes to community building and being just having that high retention rate with your audiences?
Well, two things. First thing is it is really hard to retain a community. I have seen firsthand that sometimes you outgrow people and that's okay. And sometimes people outgrow you. I mean, and if you are a reasonable adult who can cope with things, that's okay. Like people are going to outgrow you, you're going to outgrow people, that's fine.
Hmm.
Sometimes people just disappear because I don't know. Like I have friends who I still consider friends who I haven't talked to in months and I don't know what happened to them. And that makes
Right.
me nervous. I reach out and I try and I think, I do think moral of the story is when you're building a community, you have to care.
Yeah.
Like I'm a very empathetic person. Disclosure, I work in the mental health field, so I'm just very like I'm good at recognizing when people are going through something. Even though that like not all the time, right? Cuz some people are really good at putting like a face on.
Hmm.
I've been known to do that. I have friends I know who do that. But sometimes people will just disappear and you don't know what happened to them. But that's okay because like we just talked about, like we have taken a hiatus before,
Right.
right?
Right.
People go through things. People get jobs, people get married, people have babies, people lose a loved one, people are just taking a break because they are traveling. I don't know. Um, and I think honestly, and I'm gonna say this because you and I start at the same time. I honestly think that people who started either right before the pandemic or during the pandemic have seen a huge shift in their numbers because everyone was quarantined when you first started streaming. So obviously you were gonna have a huge spike in viewers because nobody was doing anything. Twitch was like, let's go, like this is our time. And now people are back out doing the things that they love, do it like visiting family, going to events, going to concerts. So I do think that that's another reason why a lot of fluctuation is happening currently with people. But for me personally, I've kept a community because I like to meet friends. I like to meet people who come to my stream. We have a lot of things that are similar of interest. And also there's some people that are complete opposite and somehow we get along, and I don't know. I don't I feel like truly it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of dedication, and people wanna come back because they're remembered. Like, if someone comes back, like, let's say it's, like, their 6th time coming back to your stream and you don't remember them,
Mhm.
like, that's gonna hurt, right? Like, they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this person doesn't remember me." Um, and let you know, it's very circumstantial. Like, if that's the 6th time they come back and it's, like, once every 5 months, okay, yeah, probably not gonna remember you. But if it's, like, consistent and they're, like, there all the time and you're like, "I don't remember you." Also, welcoming people back is a huge thing. Like, I've had 2 friends this week who have come back to streaming, and just being there, even if it's for 10 minutes, just to say, like, "Welcome back, like, you were missed, you were loved, I'm happy to see you back." I mean, people remember those things. People do remember the things that you do for them,
Yeah.
and I think that's the important thing of building a community, and why for me, I've kept a lot of people, is because I really do care. Like, I want to know them, I want to get to know them. I had a segment just like this, except it was conspiracy stuff, and I moved it into a podcast just because it ended up being too much for me. But I would ask people to be on all the time, and like that means the world to them. Like, I hope you know, like, this means the world to me that I'm here talking right now, and just like having them be more than just a viewer.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a competitive gamer, have community nights where you play. If you're people like us, like, have people on stream, play community games, like, make them feel like they're actually part of something, not just, "Oh, I'm here
Mhm.
and I'm watching your face and watching you cry," because that's what happens a lot on my stream.
Oh my god. I,
But yeah, long story short, that's I don't know. I really don't have a solid answer because everyone's different,
right.
and you just have to work with it, and you just if you like people, you'll get through it. I don't know.
No, I think that's very well put. I think a lot of that's something that a lot of people need to keep in mind is if you want to build a community, you actually have to be involved in the community in order to have that.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. So I remember kind of veering off of this for a second.
You're good.
Um, let's see. What would you so I remember that you said that, a while ago that your goal is to be partnered on Twitch. Is that still something that you're looking for as a goal of yours? And if not, any new goals or
So, yes and no. Like, ultimately, I think it'd be really cool to be Twitch partner. Um, but I think as I've gone through streaming, I've realized that it does take a lot more than I thought originally. And for me personally, like, I just don't want to put it on a pedestal and not reach it.
Mhm.
Like, the thing that I teach, like, I work in the mental health field. I work with kids and families. I teach my families, you have to take baby steps. Like, you cannot have high expectations for your children. You cannot have high expectations for your parent, because then you're not gonna meet those expectations, and then you're gonna be upset with yourself. And that was, like, a constant cycle I was having. I was like, "Oh, finally, I'm averaging 20 viewers. Oh, it's back to 8. Oh, and finally, I'm at 30 viewers. It's back to
Mhm.
7." And it's like, I just hated that, and I was like, "Ah," and so at this point, yes, I would love to do it in the future. I don't foresee myself getting it anytime soon, and I'm really okay with that. I mean, there are a lot of other things that I think I need to do first, and right now, my goal for 2022 is I said it, is to put myself out there
Yeah.
and to just really have fun and build on my own personal growth. I really want 2022 to be a personal growth year, and I think that as I go through that, I will meet a lot of people. I will meet I'll be exceeding expectations that I set for myself. I think I'm trying to lowball it just because I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to, oh, I'm not getting to that point, now I'm burnt out again. Like, I just
Right.
wanna be consistent. I just wanna, like, meet people and do my thing 3 times a week. And if
Mhm.
it ever becomes a full-time thing, it becomes a full-time thing. But as of right now, I just don't think it's in the cards. But I think I mean, it is a goal. It's definitely a
Mhm.
goal. I just don't think it's a reasonable goal for me right now, and I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
I like my community, honestly. I mean, I've seen people who have hundreds of viewers in their chat, and there's maybe 5 people chatting. And I'm like, "I have that. I literally have 5 people chatting in my stream, and I have 15 viewers." Like, you know what I mean? So, like you said earlier, numbers don't define you. They really don't. It's about who's there for you, who's gonna be hanging out with you, and are you having fun? I
Right.
think that's the thing. Are you meeting your expectations?
Yeah. That's wonderfully put. Um, Absolutely. Um, so I know that you said that you worked in the mental health field, and I know
I do.
that you stream, 3 days a week, and I mean that's obviously got to be tolling. We've talked about burnout all the time, and
Yeah.
but so I have to. So yeah, obviously the show is called Motivations, so I feel like I have to ask you kind of a more general question. I mean, like, so what makes you like just wake up in the morning and you're like, whoo, I can't wait to go to work today. I can't wait to turn stream on. I am excited. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to conquer the day, make today's live day.
I like it.
Thank you.
Live every day.
Live every
Um,
day.
live, laugh, love. We always I love doing that. Um, that is a great question. I think a lot of things motivate me. Right now, I think what motivates me is that I just get to live another day. Like, might as well make this day a good day because you never know. Like, you never know what could happen. I think the pandemic really has set a lot for me, um, in terms of, like, realizations of life. Like, nothing's guaranteed. Um, sometimes don't laugh at me, but I love conspiracies, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, when this pandemic happened, I was like, this is a simulation. I was like, I'm not real. Like, there's no way that I'm alive. I'm alive out of so many
Yep.
millions, billions, zillions who have been alive, and I'm experiencing this right now.
It's an
It freaked
insane
me out.
thought.
I'm not kidding you. I had a crisis moment for about a month in
Really.
April of last. I mean, I would wake up screaming because I was so scared. I One day I woke up, this is so off topic, but one day I woke up and I'm not kidding you. I woke up and I could not see anything. Like, I know, like, oh, it was a black room. No, like, you can see in your room even though it's nighttime. I woke up, I could not see anything, and when I learned about it, like, that sometimes is like a trauma response or like an anxiety response, is like you have physical ailments happen. And so it was
Yeah.
really hard for me. And so what motivates me now truly is, I'm not kidding you, like, I just want to live my life. I just want to meet people. I want to make people happy. I want to make people smile. My job is really hard. It's really hard. And but I just anytime I have a client and they send me a text message and they got an A on an exam, or they send me something like, "Oh, I'm 300 days sober from, like, self-harm," like, that makes me
That's
so
fantastic.
happy. Yeah, and
Right.
so I know that I'm not going to change everyone's lives that I meet, but I can at least make somebody laugh once a day. Like, that's my goal. And that's what gets me through the day, is because I've been there. I've been there where I really needed somebody to just make me laugh, and that's who I want to be. Like, I'm not putting the expectation that I'm a hero and I'm going to change people's lives. I'm just trying to make people laugh. I'm just trying to laugh and make
Yeah.
people smile. And that's what motivates me, is just seeing people who might be at an all-time low and being able to see them overcome everything they've been through. I
Yeah.
know that was cheesy, but that's truly
I mean,
that's
it's
truly what
true.
it
It's
is.
true. Which I think is the craziest part about all of it is that it's accurate. Living every day and wanting to see people happy, it's something that motivates people.
Yeah.
I think it motivates me at least. I love making people happy. Oh my god.
It's
So
just such a good feeling.
it's so good. It's so good. Um, I wish that a lot of
And honestly, seeing
Mhm.
yourself overcome things. Like I always like to look back, even though I know you're not supposed to, but you can look back in the past if it's for a good reason. I like to look back and be like, wow, I was really different then. Like I'm very content with who I am right now. Like there's definitely things I would love to change about myself, but it's more like physical things. But
Right.
in terms of who I am as like an actual human, I will say I'm very satisfied with who I have become. And I think that's another thing that motivates me is because I'm excited to see, who I'll be in 5 years. Like, obviously, I'm gonna be the same body, but I'm gonna go through more things, I'm gonna experience more things,
Yeah.
and I'm going to become more educated, and I think that's another thing, like, the future is very exciting. Like, if you look at it as an
Mhm.
opportunity, it can be exciting. Don't try not to dread the future because you can't control it, you can just control what you're doing now. You control your emotions, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, even I'm, I was talking to Katie, my girlfriend. She every once in a while I'll say something how I acted in the past, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And then I would respond with like, "Oh yeah, no, you would have absolutely hated me if you met me like
Oh my god.
three, maybe 4.5 years ago."
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, it's so true. I'm not kidding you when I tell people, I'm like, "If you met me in high school, you would have been like, ugh." Like, it was just so bad. I was like, I saw this TikTok once, and it was like, "Everyone knows a different version of you," and I'm like, "Ugh, no,
yeah,
like, that is trauma."
yep,
Like,
yep. I cannot even begin to tell you how many people I've apologized to for how I've acted towards them in the past, and they're all like, "Oh no, it's over. Like it's we're way past apologies." And I'm like, "Oh,
and
okay,
thank God for those people though, because there
yeah,
are people out there who are like, "Nope, screw you." And it's like, "All right, I tried."
yeah, yeah." And I think sometimes even that is like a wake up call too. Like you can't get away with
Yeah,
all the that stuff. But
that is true.
I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of thinking of how you were, how your past self was. If there was one thing that you could go back to ask or tell your past self,
Oh
what would
God.
it be and why would it be that?
Hmm. We're gonna try to do it without getting teary-eyed.
Okay. I mean, you said that you
I
cry a lot on
cry.
stream, so I'm just ready for it. I'm trying to see some waterworks here.
I literally have gotten so much better with becoming desensitized with my clients, but still, I just love a good cry.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, if I could tell myself one thing or ask myself, I don't think I would ask myself anything. I would
Okay.
probably tell myself, honestly, this is probably like the most basic answer anyone could ever say. But I would probably tell myself that it just gets better.
Yeah.
Like, really. Like like 16-year-old Olivia is a lot different than 20-year-old Olivia, who's a lot different than now. 20 I'm literally turning 25 on Monday. And it's just so weird to think about that even myself when I was 20, 21, I was going through a lot when I was 20.
Mhm.
And if I think I would probably tell myself at 20, like just get up and go live your life. Have the experiences because it's going to shape you into who you are in the future. But like it gets better and you're going to be fine. And you're going to be a streamer, which I would have never thought. I'm very antisocial. I'm very um introverted. Um I'm an INFJ if that means anything to
I'm an
anybody.
I'm
Like
an ENFJ.
I love people who are ENFJs. We're
Yeah.
basically the same, but just a little different.
Yeah, yeah, it's the same exact thing except I love people and I love
I mean,
energy. I'm not saying you don't like people. Oh dear God, hold on. No.
Get the fuck
She actually
out.
came on the stream to tell everybody that she hates you. That's on me. I should have warned you guys ahead of time. Sorry about that.
Peace out. Bye.
But no, my girlfriend I think is also an INFJ,
Oh,
and
I
she
need to meet
is
her.
she's fantastic. But we'll go out and like I'll like, be like, yeah, I'm gonna introduce you to a couple of friends, and like boom, group of like 13 people, and I'm like, these are my friends, and she's like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it was a moment that I had to recognize. That's really when I realized the difference between introverts and extroverts is like, oh, there's actually like a very large difference. Got it.
Yep.
And
I like to put it as like I like people.
yeah,
I just only like people for a certain amount of time.
yeah, there's a clock.
There's a clock that's ticking, and your girl needs to get back home to cuddle with my dog and watch Netflix and watch Twitch and watch YouTube and all the good stuff. Like, but yeah, I definitely have grown a lot in terms of really putting myself out there and just like living life. I mean, everyone goes through things. Um, but it is important to remember just because, people are experiencing worse things doesn't mean that you need to feel bad about the things that you're experiencing. Because you don't have the skills in that moment to be able to cope, and that's why it feels like the end of the world. And I think that's an important thing to recognize as well. Like,
Yeah,
don't feel bad. I've had people make me feel bad about stuff, like people who are manipulative and they're like, "Oh, well, you could have it a lot worse," or, it could have been worse. I don't like those things. Like, it was a bad time for that person, and
yeah,
let them live that. Let them cope with that. Just because there are worse things that have happened to other people doesn't mean that that person who experienced whatever happened is any lesser, or you
right.
know what I mean?
That's something that I've learned a lot too. I've had a lot of big moments in my life where I had to really kind of give myself a nice reality check where I'm like, yeah, this person, you might not think that this person knows, what happened, but they're trying to empathize, or they're coping with it in their own way. And
Yeah.
it might piss you off, but you
Mhm.
need to get over yourself because that might just be how they deal with things.
Exactly. Yep, I agree. That's a great, yeah. I wish more people recognize that. Um, but it happens. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about it anymore. A lot of my friends actually are now just now going through that like phases in their life where they're like frustrated with people, and like people
Yeah.
that are going through or like responding to a situation that you've been in and trying to deal with it that way. And it's something that I think that I at least have been through well enough where I can give them some sage advice on to not be frustrated or
Yeah,
to
exactly.
get over yourself. Um
Yeah, sometimes we just need like a slap. Go on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, so last question before I let you go. Um Obviously, being an INFJ, you have that clock, that internal clock where you're like, "Yep, friend time is done. It's time for TV time."
TV time.
TV
I'm like
time.
a child. I'm a child. TV time. Cocomelon.
Time for shows. But while you stream and while you work, do you really find yourself like kind of feeding off of the energy that people bring around you?
Yes, and chef's kiss to the people that I meet, because I do feed off of people's energy.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes me like an empathetic person is if you're sad, I feel sad. If you're happy, I feel happy. And of course I have my own emotions. Like sometimes I'm happy and people are sad, and that's just, it is what it is. But I do truly love streamers who are super confident in themselves and can just have a good time no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, if they're having PC problems, right? Like, obviously, you and I were chatting before this, and we're like, "Oh, technical difficulties." Like, just make it a joke. Just make it
Oh yeah.
funny. Like, it's it's not the end of the world. We got to talk. You have your mascot up there. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
good, right? And so I do. Yeah, I love streamers who I can match energy with. And I've met a lot of friends because of that. Um
Hmm.
Sometimes people just need like a confidence boost. And you go in there and you talk to them and they feel better, or they're just already hyped and you're like, let's go. And yeah, I don't know. Like it's I definitely at that stage where it's a little difficult to meet people just because I'm a little nervous because I
Hmm.
don't want people to think I'm using them.
Right.
Like there like I've met a lot of people recently, like through Hover and TikTok, who have like a higher viewership, and I'm like, do I want to say anything, or should I wait until like their viewers go down? Should I go in at like a time where not a lot's happening so I can just sneak in and be like, hi, like,
Right.
so I don't know, like it's hard. And I have had people say that to me too. Like, "Oh, I don't want you to feel like I'm just here because, you have so and so viewers or whatever." And I'm like, "No, like you are welcome. Trust me, my viewership's probably going to go back down. Like I would love to get to know you." Um but yeah, I've definitely had people who have used me for that though. So I think that's why I'm hesitant
Yeah.
um to do that as well to other streamers. But overall, yes, I do love matching energies with people, and I just like if I'm not feeling very good, I do like to go into a stream that's like pretty calm.
Hmm.
Like unpacking is like a new game, and I'm like, let's go. I'm gonna go vibe and watch people play unpacking. Like,
What's
or if
so I might be a boomer. What's unpacking?
it's literally a game where you unpack stuff.
What?
That's yep.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
It's literally
Hold on.
such a weird game. But like Animal Crossing, I mean that's a good one, right? You know what Animal Crossing is, right?
Oh hell yeah.
Right?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm 25. I'm not 50.
Okay. Well, you're calling yourself a boomer, and I just said I'm turning 25 on Monday.
Right, but I'm already there. I'm experiencing it. I'm here. 25 is not that different.
Oh my god.
Wait, this
Yeah.
is
Well,
this is a legitimate thing. I'm so
yeah.
sorry to cut you off. What is this?
Oh, it's such a cute game. It really is. I want to get it. But like if I'm just like wanting to have a chill vibe, I'll go there. Power washing simulator, right, Taco? Like that one is really funny. People make that one pretty chaotic sometimes, but like power washing simulator. What was the mowing one?
Oh, lawn mowing
I'm sure.
simulator?
Is it really just called mowing simulator?
It is called lawn mowing simulator, and
Oh,
it is one that I really have wanted to get into, and I downloaded it like, oh god, like a day or two after the beta was done, so it was closed and like I couldn't get into it.
yeah.
Oh, the dad, the middle-aged suburban dad in me was so disappointed. So disappointed.
God, I hate when that happens. You're
I
like, gosh
know.
darn it.
I can't live out my dream. I had the Reeboks on the website ready to buy. I have my long white socks, my cargo shorts, and my polo that I tuck into to my shorts with my nice brown belt, my
I love
glasses,
it.
and my long brimmed hat. And I was getting ready to hang out, and grab an ice cold water, and I couldn't even play the game. It was just disappointing time, and I
So
really hope that I can just
sad.
recover.
Well, if you need any trauma therapy, I'm here for you.
Oh, thank God. I knew that I needed a friend like you.
Ah!
Anyway, that will be wrapping it up for us. If anybody has any questions, I would love to take part in the questions for Liv section of the interview. But if not, totally understandable. And if anybody has any questions afterwards, I mean, Liv, where can they find you to ask?
You can find me at pretty much anything /BunnyBooLiv. You can find me on twitch.tv /BunnyBooLiv. You can find me on Twitter at BunnyBooLiv, Instagram, BunnyBooLiv, YouTube. All Things Conspiracy is what it's called. I do have a conspiracy podcast. It's called All Things Conspiracy. You can find that on Anchor, which will then lead you to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I think that's it. Did I see it? Did I see what? Dead memes.
Oh God, what did I miss it
Dead.
too?
I don't know. I think Dead Memes Boy is just being a little
Oh,
troll.
I think. Okay, yep. Dead Memes does have a question. Is that a girl?
Oh,
Believe
I'm
it
a
or
wolf.
believe it or not, I do have women on the show. I understand the first 2 episodes were a little I don't know, too masculine, but you know, we like to vibe out with everybody. My M's,
Exactly.
my W's, my NBs, all of them. So,
I love to
yes.
see it.
Yes. But anyway, fantastic. Fantastic. Anywhere BunnyBooLiv conspiracy theories, conspiracies podcast, which I am very excited to listen to.
Yeah, I am slacking.
Do you have an episode on skinwalkers?
Okay, it's funny that you say that because, like I said, I did have a segment on Twitch called All Things Conspiracy, and my very first ever stream with that title was about skinwalkers. So I definitely would like to revisit it because that is definitely one of the scary things. Like, I don't even like to say it because I'm like, it's gonna come and get me. But I will definitely have to do a podcast episode on skinwalkers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Currently I just have 4 episodes. One episode is just like an intro. The second one's about my own paranormal experiences. So if you are like a skeptic, feel free to listen because I have experienced a few things. And then I can't remember what the one of them was about movies. I can't remember the other one.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely have a lot that I need to do with the podcast. I'm just waiting for my co-host to finally come visit me. It's just been COVID. She can't work technology and COVID has gotten in the way. We've scheduled things and then I got COVID and she got COVID and it's been this whole thing. But episodes should be coming and I would definitely take your request for Skinwalkers for one of them. So I will let you know when it comes out.
Yes. Thank
Let's
God.
go.
All right. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Liv. And, you know, I will definitely be in touch. And I'm very excited to see where you go and what you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. I know how to work YouTube now.
Oh, thank God. I was getting worried.
Live, so I will definitely make sure to check out your streams and other people's streams that I know who stream on YouTube. I'm just super incompetent. But thank you so much again. This was really fun. I'm glad we got to talk.
Yeah.
And, you know, we will definitely, if you ever wanted to come on the podcast, let me know.
Oh, that's yeah, I'm in. Okay. I'm a big Skinwalker guy. I also have
maybe we could do that together then.
Oh my God. I also have a lot of I have a couple of paranormal stories of my own. Not me personally, but my mom.
I feel like I remember you've told me that before, right?
I think so.
I swear to God, you've told me.
I think it was a very small little snippet, but yeah, my mom just real quick. My mom saw my uncle getting choked out by a demon, which is pretty fun.
Jesus.
Yeah, but we can say that for another time.
Another time. End stream now.
Yep. Gotta go.
All right. Thank you so much. It was so fun. Have a good rest of your night.
You too.
Goodbye,
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh man, what a hoot. I love that conversation. However, it is time for me to also go. Chat, if you liked it, if you like the stream, you know, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching this in the future, hello. Comment down below who you'd like to see next. Or, you know, see whoever somebody from a field that you're interested in. I do take requests. I look at everything all the time. I am a big analytics guy, and I need to know some more of what you guys think. But yeah, I appreciate you, Liv. Thank you. It was fun. It was, and I will catch you guys on Friday.